Hey folks, thanks for joining me once again for yet another episode of SwillinGrog's Wonderful World of Beer here in beautiful Toowoomba, Queensland, Australia. Now I must firstly apologise for my absence over the last month or so after Belgian Beer Month and All-American Beer Month in July and August. I didn't get a very good response to those themed months, and I did put a lot of effort into them. So I guess the motivation has been pretty low for me. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Anyhow, for you today I have a beer that comes all the way from Japan, well, Okinawa to be precise, the home of Mr. Miyagi. This one is from a favourite brewery of mine, Orion. As you know, they put out the Orion draft, which I'm a huge fan of, and about a month or so ago, the Orion draft and this beer here, which is called 75 Beer Pilsner, both appeared in first choice, in plentiful supply and for a reasonable price by Australian standards. Not the greatest, but compared to what I'd seen it go for before in some specialty shops, it was a lot cheaper. So I grabbed a slab of the Orion draft, which I've since consumed, and I also, on the strength of how good the Orion draft is, I grabbed a slab of this Orion 75 Beer Pilsner. So, you must be wondering what it's like. Well, I am going to share that experience with you. So I have before me here a 350ml can that's been deep chilling in the SwillinGrog beer fridge. Now, the style they're going for here, it's 5% ABV, I should add. The style they're going for here is a Czech Pilsner. Oh, got some spillage there. You've got to be careful with these cans. Okay. Alright, well, it's a very active beer, as Jez would say. Unfortunately, I don't have anything around to mop that up, but hey, it's a spill mat, so yeah. Okay, let's just get the remainder of the can out. Alright, so looking good there. Yeah, I was absolutely stoked when I saw this. Well, not just Orion draft, but another Orion variant show up at first choice. Okay, so looks good there in the Pilsner glass that Jez kindly donated to me. So as far as the appearance goes, it's a very sort of golden, somewhat hazy, deep golden colour. Quite effervescent, about 2 fingers there of off-white head. Let's move on to the aroma. Okay, getting a bit of sort of grassy hop there. Yeah, bit of malty sweetness. It smells rather enticing, but doesn't sort of smell exactly like I'd expect a Czech Pilsner to smell. Yeah. Alright, so we've talked about the appearance and the aroma, which could only mean even the appearance doesn't seem quite right to me. Yeah, a bit too dark. Anyway, time for the most important part of the review, the taste test. So cheers to you all, let's dive in. Okay, up front, a nice hit of, sweet malt, a bit of caramel there, and definitely some noticeable bitterness in the finish. Yeah, a bit too much bitterness, actually. Almost like the level of bitterness you get from your standard pale ale. Yeah. Alright, so far, yeah, it's tasting rather different. Yeah, for the style that it's going for, I suppose you could say. Let's have another gulp. Alright, so the second gulp, you're tasting more and more of, the hop notes there that are almost overpowering the caramelly malts. Yeah, it's not very well balanced in that regard. Yeah, it's tasting more and more like a Vienna lager crossed with like a pale ale. Yeah, doesn't taste at all like a Czech Pilsner. Somewhat disappointed with this product in that regard so far. I mean, taste-wise, it's not awful, but in terms of drinkability, it's certainly not something I could session, to be honest. The body, somewhere between light and medium, leaning towards medium, just. Yeah, the price point, yeah, by Australian standards for an actual real Japanese import, wasn't too bad. $60 for a case. You pay, nearly that amount for domestic beers these days. And I have seen Orion beers, through some specialty shops being sold, or cases of it being sold for, in excess of like $100. So, when I saw this at first choice, I was pretty stoked. But yeah, it doesn't taste anything at all like a Czech Pilsner. If they said it was a Vienna style lager, then I might feel a bit differently about it. But look, to be honest, I was looking for something much like the Orion draft, something really highly sessionable, and this really isn't highly sessionable to me. I mean, even given that it's 5% ABV, I really had to chew through the case. Actually, I think this is the last can that I put aside to review for you all. So yeah, not a good one to be avoided. Actually, it'll just end in disappointment, I'm afraid. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll have one last gulp, I guess, and give it a score out of 10. Rightio. Well, all in all, a disappointing beer from a brewery that I had a lot of respect for. Yeah, it's a real shame actually, but yeah, I have to give an honest appraisal. So in terms of a score out of 10, I would probably give Orion 75 beer Pilsner a 5 out of 10, so a pretty low score. Yeah, so there you go, folks. One to be avoided. Yeah, a real disappointment, a huge disappointment for me actually. Rightio, well, I'm just going to drink down the rest of this, and I'll see you all in the next review, I guess. So until then, fare thee well, all.